This episode is sponsored by Buzzed Verdicts.
Welcome to episode 2 of season 1, Watching While We Talk, community season. This episode, we're looking at season 1, episode 23, Modern Warfare episode of Community. This episode is a
parody of all the old school 80s action films, The Matrix, and...
Yeah, so they list Battle Royale, Pitch Black, The Matrix, Die Hard, Terminator, 28 Days Later, The Warriors, Rambo, and Predator, all in 22 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so...
This is my favorite episode of the show, too.
So this is on the TV.com, this is the third ranked episode ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so the plot of this one. Jeff and Britta enter study room arguing, the rest of the study group complains, and Abed explains that Jeff and Britta's sexual tension is dividing the group. Dean announces a game of Paintball Assassin with a prize to be determined. Jeff leaves to nap in his car. An hour later, he awakens to a seemingly abandoned campus with paint everywhere. Inside, Richard attacks Jeff with paintballs. Jeff flees and runs into Abed, who shoots Leonard. Abed takes Jeff to the base he shares with Troy. Abed and Troy explain that the priority registration for classes next semester caused the game to escalate into an all-out conflict. While they realize only one person can ultimately win, they convince Jeff to join them in order to stay in the game longer by working together. After eliminating the chess team, the three run into Pierce and Starburns. Pierce eagerly betrays Starburns and joins them. Jeff, Troy, and Abed take a bathroom break but find themselves in a trap set up by Berta, Shirley, and Annie, who have joined forces. Caught in a Mexican standoff, Abed insists that all 7 of them should work together. The group, newly unified, heads outside, where the Glee Club attacks and shoots Troy, Annie, and Pierce before being shot by another group members. The 4 survivors return to the cafeteria. Shirley says that she would use priority registration to take morning classes and spend more time with her sons. Britta proposes that the winner should give the prize to Shirley. Jeff calls Britta phony for a proposal, but before they can keep arguing, the 4 are attacked by disco-themed roller skaters.
Yeah,
The study group wins, but Shirley and Abed are eliminated while Jeff is injured and starts bleeding. So the whole school's in on this one.
yeah, it's a whole paintball episode.
Okay?
Yeah, it's basically a parody of all those, like, basically how parodies the Warriors, it's like, it's not just running and gunning. Die Hard, because Jeff looks like Jonathan Die Hard at the end. Like, you know,
Okay, yeah.
Like,
So Joe McHale has fallen asleep for an hour, wakes up, and it looks like 28 days later.
Yeah. So he passes out in his car. He got the grimy
Paint everywhere.
tin, like how we opened 28 days later when he wakes up in the hospital. But 28 Days Later is the best zombie film because the zombies are actually fast.
Yeah. Still funny seeing Joe McHale without his hair transplant.
Yeah. That's another one.
That's not Fat Ted or Fat
Fat Neil, I think
Fat Neil.
Unless you're in the nerds.
I wonder how they cleaned up all that mess. Like, they literally just shot up the whole set with paintball. Or that's probably not even paint.
Yeah, we probably just, they had some production assistant, like, hey.
What are those stickers?
Yeah.
No, he just got shot.
That's the name of the old dude.
Slow motion running.
Yeah.
Jeez.
He jumps off the wall just to smoke.
Matrix.
Gotta smoke this old man.
I like how they're like not wearing like face shields, masks, or anything this summer.
Or they're like, it's a community college, which is like a ton of old people because it's like an old person discount or something.
Yeah.
That's why like Chevy Chase characters down.
So Don Glover's wearing pads because of the Warriors.
Yeah. The Chevy Chase's character's like this old, like it's basically like this nepo baby who's like dad was super rich due to like wet wipes. And like he's like he never had to work a day in his life, he never had to accomplish anything. He's like, you know what, I want the college experience, so he goes back to like college. Yeah.
Why is Don Glover wearing a cup?
Oh no.
I think that's one get shot in the dick, maybe.
Yeah, smart.
That's funny.
I like how they're acting like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you, I thought you were dead. Like, it's been 20 minutes.
Well, it says 1 hour later.
I took an hour nap in my 2009 Toyota. I woke up and was like, shit.
So in 6 seasons of the show, there's 4 paintball episodes.
Yeah,
everything but season 3.
Yeah, because the episode was so popular.
Yeah, it said they do like some dream sequences in like season 3 about.
The season 4 everything goes after that. So like a real episode with like puppets and stuff. Then they explain why everything was so weird in season 4 because there was a gas leak.
In the school.
Yeah, so there was a massive gas leak and that's why everything sucked.
Yeah. So in the study room, Britta bandages Jeff's injury and they each acknowledge each other's good sides. In the heat of the moment, they have sex there, relieving their tension. Afterwards, Britta unsuccessfully tries to betray Jeff before Senior Chang and Jung, employed by the dean to take out the remaining student, barges into the room. Britta sacrifices herself to eliminate Chang, who reveals there's no priority registration and triggers several paint bombs strapped to his chest. Jeff narrowly escapes the blast and heads to the dean's office. Outrageous, he forces the dean to give him priority registration. Later, Brenda and Jeff agree to pretend they didn't hook up, which is almost followed by Abed's insistence that something has changed. Jeff gives his priority registration form to Shirley, surprising Brenda. So they're only doing paintball because 2 of them had sexual tension.
Yeah. It's basically like the whole point is like the episodes are done, but the jokes are funny. So
why is he dressed like he's from Die Hard?
Because he has the Die Hard part of it. He's supposed to be like the John McClane, reluctant hero of this.
Jeff McHale.
John McClane. He was in Spider-Man 2 as a banker before the hair transplant. That's all I know him as. There's Joe McHale before the hair transplant.
So his name's Jeff in the show, but his name's Joel.
Yeah.
Okay. Joel Edward McHale, born 1979. He was on The Soup from 2004 to 2015.
Yeah.
And then he was on Community 2009 to 2015. So both his shows ended in 2015.
Yeah, exactly.
He performs in Spider-Man in 2004, Spy Kids 2011, Ted 2012, and Happy Time Murders 2018.
Yeah.
So the first season he started on The Soup is when he got Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Before the hair transplant, he was born.
He was born in Rome, Italy. Went to the University of Washington. 2 children. So he was in the CBS show The Great Indoors, Card Sharks. Portrayed the superhero Starman on the show Stargirl. Hosted a special after-show interviewing key subjects for the Netflix documentary show Tiger King. Jesus Christ. Voiced Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Legends, the video games. He recurs as abusive chef David Fields on The Bear. Yeah, he's on there.
He's on everything.
Yeah, he's got 2 sons.
Joel McHale needs a paycheck. He gets
In 2018, on Dax Shepard's podcast, Armchair Expert. In 2018, that Armchair Expert's been around for 9 years.
Yeah.
McHale reveals he's dyslexic.
And doing Michael Rosenbaum's podcast, I guess when he would feel like he had to fight Chevy Chase like multiple times.
Really?
Yeah, because he got trouble. Yeah, because in his book he gives like how to fight Chevy Chase.
Yeah, I'm sure Chevy Chase was a dick. Yeah. Okay, so Spider-Man 2, Lords of Dogtown.
That's a skateboard.
Yeah, he's a reporter. Open season 2.
Yeah, he plays the deal.
Yeah, Elliot. The Informant, Spy Kids, Ted, Blended. Is that the one with Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore?
Yeah, he was like the Drew Barrymore's ex-husband.
Yeah, Mark Reynolds. Yeah.
I got it.
Happy Time Murders, lots of Mortal Kombat. Still does Mortal Kombat. Scream 7.
Yeah,
he's in that one.
Yeah.
Chevy Chase is dead.
No.
He was on Bill Nye the Science Guy in 1998. Will and Grace. He was on the show in 2001 and 2020. The Soup, CSI Miami, Community, Phineas and Ferb, Sons of Anarchy. More than 2 episodes. BoJack Horseman, The X-Files, 4 episodes.
I'm just like, it's like they've been through world. It's only been like 6 hours.
Santa Clarita Diet, which is one of our shows coming up. He's on that one. The Masked Singer, he's been on, but Stargirl. House of Villains. God, he still does a lot of work.
Those hair transplants and TLT don't pay for themselves.
He was on We Might Be Drunk, and Mark Norman's like, can I bring something awkward up? Because what, he talked about the hair transplant, and he had the one where they took it out of the back, but he had it a long time ago, and he said it was like the best money he ever spent.
Yeah, like, own up to it.
He was on The Cabin, the Bert Kreischer show on Netflix with, who was it? It was Penny from Big Bang, Kaylee Cuoco, and Miss Pat. Oh, Miss Pat hated Kaylee Cuoco. Yeah. Oh, this is Matrix stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a black one who died first. Actually, no, black one did die first because Donnie Glover was the first one in the group to get shot.
Black ones always die first in movies.
So, except if you're LL Cool J or Busta Rhymes.
Did you that?
Yeah, like in Halloween, H2O and Deep Blue Sea, LL Cool J lives. And my favorite thing in Deep Blue Sea, he was, I think, supposed to die.
Yeah, the chef, I'm the black guy, I ain't dying first.
He was supposed to die, but the director's like, we can't kill LL Cool J.
Oh, that was such a good movie, that Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, I want to see it. And the first thing, Busta Rhymes was in one of the Halloween films, Resurrection. And for some reason, his character knows like martial arts. So the final fight scene, he's like spin kicking Michael Myers and stuff. Yeah, the movie's so dumb, but he's the only good part of it.
So all the lights are on.
Yeah.
But they have a fire going to stay warm.
Yeah. It's like so over dramatic.
So where do you go once you get shot? You just leave the school?
You go home. Like she's going to see her kids. What else? I was thinking about the show is like the main character Jeff is such a dick. Like it's not like most shows like, oh, he's kind of like he is likable, but like if this is real, you would not be a friend.
So he has to go back to community school to get
his law.
But you don't get law degrees in community schools. You gotta go to law schools.
Yeah, but it's some back ass.
Community schools to like get your
diploma.
English 12 degree up. Yeah. Like he graduated high school, right?
He graduated high school.
So he shouldn't have to go to community college.
Yeah, but he lied about having like a lot, like not like.
But you still have to go to law school to be a lawyer. You don't go community college.
I think he just lied. I think he just always lied. So like.
Yeah, so it's like Suits, where he was a lawyer, found out he wasn't a lawyer, but Mike goes back to law school.
Yeah, but he doesn't go to law school because.
God, if it's gonna take you 8 years to be a lawyer and you start community school.
Yeah.
College could take 11 years for him.
Yeah. No, it's the whole thing too. It's like I'm pretty sure in like the show he's a terrible. In this show he's a terrible lawyer.
Oh jeez.
Like he's not like a good.
He's not a good guy.
Yeah, it's not like he's one of those injury lawyers.
Criminal defense injury lawyer.
Yeah. So he's not like. No show is like he's so unlikable.
His character in this show is Jeffrey Tobias Winger. Jeff is a fast-talking, solipsistic narcissist who worked as a lawyer until he was disbarred for faking his college degree. He enrolled at Greendale Community College to get his license to practice back, where he joined the study groups that would go on to many absurd misadventures and ultimately making him a better person.
The reason he's such a narcissist and like such a big is because his dad left when he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
So he's like self-conscious in that regard. And they also kind of bring up, he also kind of has some like, his mom would always like coddle him.
Okay.
And always saying like, you're the best at everything you do. And that causes him to have like things so highly of himself.
So his age has changed multiple times on the show.
Yeah.
One episode it says he's 40. It later said he was 32, 33, and then season 5 it says he's 40 again.
Yeah, in the episode season 5 is an animated one because he's having like a panic attack.
Yeah.
Because, oh wait, I'm turning 30. Yeah. Even though they mentioned he was 40.
So his last name was originally supposed to be Crocker in the show, but his new last name, Winger, was named after Bill Murray's character, John Winger, in the film Stripes. That's why Dan Harmon named him winner.
Yeah. They'd be like,
So they had sex,
Yeah.
so there would be no tension
yeah, in a community college.
in the study room.
Yeah, right on the table. They don't have,
You can tell he took steroids. He's jacked.
yeah. Every time he's like in a film or something, he's always like the funny one.
But in Blended, he's a dick.
Yeah, he's always like the guy. He's a dick.
He's always a dick or the funny guy.
Yeah. That is his thing. Scarface.
Senor
Chang.
Chang.
You know, like
The Spanish Asian.
yeah, the Spanish teacher who's Asian and doesn't know any Spanish, he just lies.
So he has a paintball machine gun.
Yeah. I mean, he was a doctor.
Yeah, in real life.
Yeah, imagine like if he was your doctor, like here you go.
This is like their last standoff scene.
Yeah. The golden
Desert Eagles. Paintball guns. That's Matrix.
Yeah. I found out about the Matrix for like the composer, I think for the sequel film, never composed the film before. He had no idea how to.
Yeah.
So like when he was like doing the scene, he had to make music of the scene.
So they're both dead because of bullets at each other.
Yeah. When he was doing the scene, he was like he had to play the clip while like trying to pause it with like his foot to also write music on his laptop.
Alright.
And it became like a successful song. He's like, oh well. Then he like took that money from the Matrix and opened like a wine vineyard in France with his wife. And like retired.
He's got
He got a bomb.
He's got paint bombs on him.
This one's like a shot from Die Hard, and like he's
Oh, it is shot for shot.
yeah.
Exactly.
You would be severely injured if you went.
Jesus, these writers of this show must have had to get permission from so many people to do these episodes.
Yeah. That's a Dean who's like gay and has a crush on Jeff. Like only in this episode when the Dean walks in, he puts his hand on Jeff's shoulder and just like, what are you doing?
So all this to get priority registration.
Yeah.
So you can only take like morning classes.
So you can pick when you take classes.
But the classes times don't change.
Yeah, but like I feel like I don't know how this college works. It's like
The students set the time they
Yeah.
want to go to class.
yeah, the whole college is cheap. There's like a joke in one episode where like trying out to pull a fire alarm, the fire alarm comes off, and then because they want to get off a test, and then Dean walks up, like, "What you doing?" It's like, and he sees the fire alarm, he's like, "Oh, they cancel the rest of the day." He's like, "Sure." Like, the school has like a rival college that takes over the school and one of the paintball episodes. There's like an underground group of handymen who like
Yeah.
wants to also take over the school.
Yeah.
For some reason, yeah, like
Shoots him right in the head.
that would hope.
With a paintball.
Senor Chen takes over the school at the end of season 3, and they have to like do a heist to take the school back over.
And now the school's clean.
Yeah,
Oh, they're still clean
they
now.
have to purge it and do it.
So they don't want anybody to know that they actually slept with each
Yeah.
other.
You know for a fact no one cleaned that table.
Oh, Ben.
The worst thing on the show is like, because obviously, like, when Dan Holmes was running the show, he was like, when he first started writing, he thought he was more like Jeff. Then when he was like creating all the characters, he's like, no, wait, no, I'm more like Abed. Then he like took a test and he found out that he's also autistic.
Okay.
So he's like, man,
So he's giving it to
sure, he's so she's
Shirley.
spend more time with the kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I think Shirley's ex-husband also appears in the show sometimes too. And he's played by that the guy from the Cosby Show that died, that drowned.
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yeah, Michael Jamal.
The guy who can't swim off the coast of Costa Rica.
Yeah,
Well, he can swim, but he saved his daughter.
yeah, he's also. He probably just know.
And that's episode. Okay.
Alright, mate.
Oh, we got extras.
Yeah,
So Donald Glover was only in this episode for like the first 30 seconds.
yeah. And you know what? He improvised like all of his own lines. Because the writers would write something, but he would come up with something more funnier. Because he's a comic. Like he started off as a comic.
Yeah.
I remember he did a comedy special. It's the funniest comedy special I've ever seen. It's
You haven't seen Joe Coy.
I think Joe Coy. It's like funny him because that was the only one he ever did, and it was just like his first big one. And he was like only in his 20s.
And then just stopped.
He just stopped because he was doing music also.
This is America.
Yeah.
Okay, so TV.com rates this one as a 9.5 out of 10. I liked how they made fun of other movies. I'm not going to go 9.5.
I'm giving this a 9.
9?
Yeah, it's like a solid 9.
I'll go like, that's what we did 8 7. I'll go like 8 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 8 out of 9, 9 out of 10. That sounds good. Okay, that's episode 2 of Watching While We Talk. The podcast is simple. You're watching us talk while we watch TV. Shame on you guys.
This episode is sponsored by Watching While We Talk.